Step right up, hurry, hurry, before the show begins. My friends, stand in line, get your tickets. I hope you will attend. It'll only cost you 50 cents to see what life has done to those like you and me. See the man with the broken heart, you'll see that he is sad. He hurts so bad, so bad, so bad. See the girl who has lost the only love she ever had. There's got to be no sadder show to see. No doubt about it, satisfaction's guaranteed. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. See the man who's been crying for a million years. So many tears, so many tears. See the girl who's collected broken hearts for souvenirs. It's more exciting than a one-man band. The saddest little show in all the land. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Step right on in. Step right on in.
Hello everyone and welcome to session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together. Hello everyone, tonight I am moderating Chapter 3. I am Randie and I'm watching from Atlanta, Georgia, and I hope my lights and everything stay on for everybody. We should be okay though. And I guess we can start with Michelle.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michelle Odom. I am one of the co-hosts of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. Welcome to Session 3, Meeting 4. We're reading Harriet A. Washington's Medical Apartheid, and it's been a very enlightening book. There's still plenty of time to join in if you would like to. I am watching tonight from Brooklyn, New York. Georgette?
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgette Moses. I'm watching from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm glad to see everybody made it despite weather and other circumstances. Looking forward to tonight.
I'm Joel JJ from Charleston. Glad to be here. I don't have much to say because I don't count much. I'm a man.
When you get off it.
Joel, you matter. Hi, my name is Venita Walker. I'm joining you from Connecticut. Welcome. Happy to see everyone here.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm also in Brooklyn, and I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Y'all know this week is my week, and so after I do the summary, I put people's names by the passages to make it flow a little more easily, because I know that we've been having technical difficulties and we've been going in and out. So like Georgette does the first question, reads first passage and first question, and then anybody who wants to give an answer to that question too, and then Michelle reads the second one, and then she also answers the second question, so that we're not all trying to see who's going to answer it first. The person who reads it basically is first. Chapter 3, Circus Africanus, takes us on a journey of black bodies put on display, violated, mocked, and other egregious crimes, all in the name of profit. So also this chapter is Circus Africanus, the popular display of black bodies. So in this chapter, Harriet Washington discusses the horrific life of widower Ota Benga, put on display at the New York Zoological Gardens, Henry Moss, a black man who sought to profit off his skin's color change, but was acquired by Dr. Charles Caldwell and never did a show of his own again. Harriet Washington also discussed Sark K. Bartman, how she was paraded around multiple countries, raped, and only given a portion, if any, of the money her captors made off her body. And lastly, in this chapter, we learned of Joyce Heth, said to be 161 years old, the anonymous wild men, Calvin Bird, Zip, Blind Tom, Thomas Bethune, and the performances of P.T. Barnum, who began his career by performing in blackface, but capitalized on his career by the exploitation of black people with vitiligo. This chapter was most troubling, but highlighted the fact that white people profited off of black bodies even without scientific reasons. This chapter shows us all how deep, dangerous, and peculiar white fetishes are, but it also highlights names we are not taught about and helps us better understand the iatrophobia Harriet Africans of the diaspora and African Americans face when they have the option to seek professional medical help.
Okay. The popular display of black bodies. Verner's president was 23-year-old Ota Benga, an Mbutu widower from southern Africa, and what now is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Around 1903, Benga had returned from a hunting trip only to find his village in smoking ruins and his wife, children, and entire tribe slaughtered by force publique, thugs, supported by the Belgian government. Benga himself was seized and sold into Verner's hands. Benga was locked in the monkey house before the staring crowd and with the keepers always nearby. He was given a bow and arrow to brandish. His cage was littered with bones, and his two cage mates were Dinah, a gorilla, and an orangutan called Dohum. The placard on Benga's enclosure read, "The African Pygmy, Ota Benga, height 4 feet 11 inches, weight 103 pounds. Brought from the Kasai River, Congo Free State, South Central Africa by Dr. Samuel P. Verner, exhibited each afternoon during September." And the question is, Knowing what we know of Benga and how he discovered his family, what do you think he could have been feeling while on display? With probably no time to grieve and forced to live with wild animals, what would you have done, and do you think it would have differed with what you would have been able to do? Well, when I read the passage in the book, I didn't know what this gentleman looked like, so I went to YouTube to look for pictures and video of him. And it's interesting, the story they presented there kind of extends the timeline from him discovering his family, you know, in villages slaughtered, to he's traveling around with Venga in Africa and trying to help him get enlist more Africans to come along with him. And so an interesting thing that was said in this video I watched was that none of the Africans would come along until Ota said that the man had saved his life. So, and that was kind of contradictory for me, because I'm thinking, okay, what was this man thinking? You know, did he really trust Werner because he thought he saved his life? Or, and then once he got, you know, to the zoo and he's behind these bars with people making fun of him and poking him in the ribs and tripping him and all this stuff. They actually said the people chased him around the park. So he kind of felt like a human being. You know, he's on display. He's in the cage with monkeys. And some of the newspaper articles were saying that, oh, you know, he's inferior intelligence anyway, so, you know, they're giving the people the idea that, you know, that he belongs in the cage. And then you find out later that the black reverend who after the show was done, the black reverend sent him to a school. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even sure I would have gone with this guy, you know, to travel across the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for sharing that. I had not heard that part of his life story. I've heard about Ota Benga before, but I didn't know that, you know, that he thought he was going with a good person. I thought he just got captured, you know, and stolen. So, yeah. I don't know. Do you want the rest of us to comment on the questions, Randie?
Yes. People who want to comment the most, I don't want to call anybody out if this isn't a question that they will want to spend time on. But
okay.
If you have something to say, you can.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think he must have been feeling like his whole world had fallen apart. That everything he knew, that everyone he knew were gone. I guess that's kind of how I've been feeling.
Oh.
But you know, that everything he knew about life was lost to him, and he was, you know, had fallen into these horrific circumstances. surrounded by, you know, he must have thought that the people on the outside were monsters. Now, I think you have a later question where you talk about the bow and arrow and how he used those.
Question, yep.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I think he just, I think he was devastated by that. I would have been.
I guess for me, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just looking at his emotional state and what it would feel like to be housed with that. I don't know what that interaction is on a daily basis. That you're in enclosure with an orangutan and an ape. It just breaks my heart. It really does, and it feels like it's like a new hell. So I don't know. I just find it. You could just look at so many perspectives of horror that it has a way at some point of shutting down when it can't take in all the different stimulus. So I pray that he had that. And I also pray that he had the ancestors that he could kind of sit and talk with them while he was in this enclosure.
Anybody else?
I believe that he was mourning anyway, so he was already depressed. And I know in life, when you're already weak, you'll make decisions that you probably normally would not have made, like going with this strange person. Remember, he lost his family. They burnt down the village. His wife, his children, everyone was gone. And in those circumstances, you were already dealing with a man that was weakened. You were dealing with a man that was already depressed. So it probably, you know, it takes less to sway a person sometimes. I mean, and that's just every day in everyday life. You know, that's why you have people that prey on others that are weak, and able to persuade others more easily that are weak or weakened by an event or a situation. So, person, you know, it's just sad. And I can imagine how he felt also, without even being in his situation. Because even in life, just every day, I have been in situations where I felt like I was in a cage, and a tang and a gorilla over there, you know. And how was I going to get out of it? How was I going to escape? And it has actually made me feel terrible. And that's with human beings. So I can't imagine. You know, I found myself in that situation where I've said, well, how could this have happened? How could I have trusted this person? And look what they've done. So it's really not. Of course, it's not ever be as difficult as that. But you know, if you look at it, most of us have been in that situation one time or another, where we wondered, how do we get here? And why are people doing what they're doing and being the way they are? And we didn't know they were like that, and that's not the face they showed us. And we were perfectly conscious, you know, but at that moment, we trusted them. So, yeah, I can understand. It's sad.
Yeah, and your comment reminds me that, you know, back then they didn't have the communication capacity that we have. You know, not only was there not the technology, but there was the physical, geographic distance between people, and you know, we have the advantage of being able to tell our life stories and, you know, potentially learn from other people's experiences. And we still get blindsided. and taken advantage of. So, there was just a different kind of innocence and naivete going on back then that I think we can't even imagine.
The sun shall begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make